There we go. That is the end of that. End of my time with the Zero SRF, very kindly lent to me by the English Electric Motor Company. Now we're back on this weapon, back on the FZ1 and on to Scotland. So next stop, the border. Sorry, Bruce. Let's just see if she's going to start. Oh, a bike that makes noise. A hell of a difference coming back onto the petrol bike, not least because we've got gears to mess about with, but the riding position, I've got so used to that really low seat on the Zero, and my seat is higher anyway, plus the seat I've got has been aufgepolstert, as they would say in Germany, so it's been built up a bit, plus I've got the SW Motec Traveller seat cushion on top of it, so I feel like I'm really perched on top of this bike compared to the feeling I had on the Zero. Suspension is far more compliant, a little bit more plush though. To remember that I've got a clutch now though. But we have now got a very long day ahead of us. Finally changed the sat-nav into miles after doing the whole weekend in kilometres, but we've got 312 miles to travel just until we get to Gretna Green, where we're going to be meeting up with the folks, and then after that another 100 odd to get to Glasgow. But because they're not leaving for another hour or so, I'm going to go cross country, take in a bit of the Yorkshire Dales. Never been there on a bike. Oh, getting resistance in Thetford Forest already. East Anglia, straightest roads in the world. Can't believe I just realised I'm riding along with all of my vents closed. I wonder I'm boiling hot. Oh, that is such a difference. Oh, you blonker, what a touring newbie mistake. This is a crazy looking bridge. Today really is the day of 1,000 overtakes. Stupid idea was to ride the length and breadth of the country on a bank holiday Monday. This is nuts. I'm glad I'm not trying to do this in a car. Bloody hell. Oh, the joys of a motorbike. Joy, 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 motorbike. Oh, look here. Blood biker on our tail. I doff my capuchin, old chap. Very good work that you do. If you don't know what the blood bikers do, check out both my video about the blood bikers where I followed my stepdad Ian, who is one, and also check out www.rickyslastride.co.uk. Very important cause for one of the wild bad lads there, trying to buy a new bike for the blood bikes. Just follow this guy, everybody's going to move properly out of the way. Although to be fair, so far, pretty much everybody's moved out of my way. It's been incredible. German car drivers do not like filtering, and they actively move into your way to stop you doing it. Oh, it's not one, it's two tractors holding up the proceedings. We now have fuel trip on 10-20 miles. We need to find a petrol station, otherwise this trip's going to get a lot slower. Riding for over an hour now though, still in the incredible flatlands of East Anglia. Still bleeding hot. Oh, it's incredibly warm today. Yeah, I'm not complaining about it. I would much rather it be like this than wet and cold. I hope that this weather carries on all the way up to Scotland. Forecast so far says showers, but I think that's the default for Scotland, isn't it? Astonishing. It has just been pretty much a never-ending stream of traffic since I left Dis. What kind of a mug would go anywhere on a bank holiday in a car? Why? It just looks so miserable. Although that said, they've got air conditioning and sweets, coffee, music, massaging seats. But they need all of that stuff when you bear in mind how much longer it's going to take them to get there. Look at that. We've just crossed into Nottinghamshire, Robin Hood's country. We might start to see the odd hill here and there. May even see the crumble. marauding loudly through the fields on his Africa Twin. What the bloody hell has been going on since I've been gone, England? The place is full. Been having too many babies or what? Well, that wouldn't make sense. We've been gone 7 years. Because you can drive at 7 now in England. Now that in your pre-Brexit dystopia, anything goes, making up our own rules and all that. Or maybe it was just a panic buying of cars pre-Brexit, scared that they won't be getting imported anymore because nobody wants to deal with us. Either way, the roads seem dramatically busier than the last time I was here. I mean, to be fair, it's the bank holiday, but still, it's been a stream of traffic all the way through Norfolk. It's never ending. It's just relentless. Oh my god, it's so hot. It's like swimming through treacle with your feet tied together and your hands super glued to your head. And when the treacle's been heated up to near boiling point. Never-ending traffic jam. Never-ending traffic jam. Herein lies the reason. Somebody has dropped a vase in the carriageway. Oh no, they've crashed a car. Now there's a horrible rushing noise in my ear, like a roaring wind racket. I move back, it goes away, almost completely silent. I only just realised that this screen is doing that, so I'm afraid it has to go. After a brief spell on the A1M, come off just shy of Ripon, and now we're going to cut cross-country northwest, hopefully taking in some of the Yorkshire Dales. Was it the Yorkshire Moors? Was it both? Not really sure. In any case, hopefully some hills, some green, some corners, some bends, maybe the odd cheeky overtake. While I was in Weatherby Surfaces, I just spoke to the folks. They were in Lancaster Services on the M6. They've met up there for a cup of tea in the camper van, and I'm just going to cut across, hopefully meet them somewhere around the Kendal area. A little bit of a challenge though, because I'm a bit further south. But of course in my favour is the fact that the average speed of the bus is about 55 miles an hour, so who knows? Maybe I'll be able to get there roughly the same sort of time as them. In any case, hopefully it's going to be some enjoyable riding in the meantime. Obviously the important thing here is not to kill oneself in the process of trying to reach the rendezvous point, or what? Now he's just waving at it. A terrible Geoffrey Boycott impression. Good brakes. Oh, that's a lovely line to find. Yep. Just to get all of the bumps and divots there. Target fixated the crap out of that. I'm just going to try and have a nice, smooth, gentle, progress-making ride through the Dales here. No crazy leg-out nonsense. Incidentally, for anybody who cares, this is the A6108. That's quite a view. I have a feeling it's only going to get better throughout this week. Stomped on the pedal there. Used to not having a pedal there for the last 4 days. Surprised as ever, I'm just not seeing any bikers heading in the same direction as me. Seen loads going that way. Didn't want to be hitting that with too much speed now, did I? Little switchbacks here. The road's far less bumpy and in far better condition than it was in East Anglia, that's for damn straight. There you go again. Another two going the other way. Proper national speed limits as well, regardless of the complexity and the twistiness of the roads. Should learn from this, the South Downs. You're ashamed of yourself with all your 40-mile-an-hour speed limits. Look at that! This bridge has got castles on it! Yeah! The first proper hill of the trip! Oh, I'm getting excited now. Tell you what, this is a proper good warm-up for the rest of the week. I haven't done enough of this stuff this year, to be honest. I've barely ridden this bike in any kind of real proper bendy roads. So to go cross-country like this from one side to the other, across these kind of roads, is the perfect refresher that I need before we get into the proper mountain roads of Scotland. Oh, wet bit. I expect that's not going to be the last wet bit we'll see this week. It's also a really, really great way to avoid me squaring my tyres off even more. I think I've barely been on the middle of the tyres since we started going across. Well, except for now, obviously. But I tell you what, Bayek, isn't it pretty round here, eh? Look at that. Proper nice. Bikers going the other way. What am I missing? Maybe Scotland's rubbish. Oh, hello. It's a steep one. Corkscrew, not a corner. These little villages are just so pretty with all the stone houses. Almost not real. Look at that view. That really shouldn't have a Honda CR-V in it, should it? Awesome. Really looks like you're just going to take off. Well, it looks like Yorkshire was the place to come if I wanted to get away from the traffic. What a truly astonishingly good ride. This is so much fun. Said I wasn't going to get too excited, but this is just too good. And I've just been missing out for so very long. My word. Have more time, this would be the Q drone shot moment, wouldn't it? Right, we'll not go too crazy around any of the blind corners because there could very well be a sheep the other side. Oh no, there's the grid. We're now sheep safe. Sheep filter activate. Go left turn for the motorway, so yeah, that looks all right. Left turn, Clyde. Last little dash of twisty country stuff now before we hit the motorway, and then it's going to be the motorway all the way to Glasgow, which is our final stop for the first day of this trip. That is a narrow bridge. This is a beautiful road surface. That looks pretty damn new. With a brand new pothole in it as well. Wide load. Him, not me. I have had 3 fried breakfast and 2 lots of fish and chips this week already, but dear, fuel trips come on. Seems to be the theme of this trip so far, is trying to squeeze as much of whatever fuel stuff my machine has out of every fill up. So enjoyable, these sweepy, lovely flowing curves. I've even got the decency to put the manhole covers off to the side as well. Right, which direction do I need to go in? We'll find that out before I go too far. We're going to the services where you can go to sell your old hot drinks, T-Bay. So yes, we're heading north, off to the right. Let's have it. Well, that was an utterly, thoroughly, completely, totally, unabashedly enjoyable little stint through the Yorkshire Dales there. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. That has been a fantastic end to potentially the daylight bathed part of today's riding, because after we've stopped and had a cup of tea here and a sandwich, there's not going to be a lot of daylight left now, sadly, which is a real shame, because look at that up ahead. We're going to get into more stuff like that, and it's going to be dark, unfortunately. Anyway, I've got about 5 miles of this, and then hopefully we shall find the parents in the car park of T-Bay Services. Wowzers, this is not your average services. Where are they then? Where's the beast? Hey, there he is. Look at that. Hiya! Here's the wagon. Right, where's the sandwich I was promised? Well, there we go. Found the folks, fueled the bike, had a cup of tea, and got a lovely sandwich from my mum. Thank you very much, Mum. And the mother unit has headed off for a head start in the camper van, and all of my batteries are pretty much dead, including the phone, so we've gone for old school sat-nav a list of things to do because we're going to try and avoid the motorway as much as possible. So we're going to come off and hopefully get a bit of distance before the yellow thing goes behind the green thing. And look at that, we've picked up a VFR 1200 rider that looks dangerously like my stepdad Ian. Oh, that's because it is him! But we have, of course, taken the executive decision not to faff for half an hour with the intercoms. Instead, we'll do that later on over a cup of hot chocolate, rather than wasting the last available daylight just so that we can chat cod nonsense to each other for the last, I don't know, hour and a half of this journey. Are you warm? But not warm. So this is Penrith. Sounds decidedly Welsh, but it's actually in England on the doorstep to Scotland. And then another quick spell back on the motorway. And of course neutral doesn't help when you're trying to propel the bike forwards. Well, look who it is! No, it's not. It's actually not. Whoa, despite it being an absolute roaster today, it's nipping off proper quick now. Finally had to stick on the heated grips at 20 past 8 in the evening. To be honest, not bad. Plus I've got the summariest of summery gloves. There's more holes than there are glove. Fog? Seriously? I thought it would have been more like Scotch mist. Whoa, look at that! Scotland welcomes you. We are now in Scotland. And this is Gretna, home of world famous Gretna Green, where people used to come to get married when they were too young to get married in England, but didn't need permission from their parents to get married in Scotland. Dirty buggers. Oh shit, yeah, I want to go that way. Ian's on it, just somebody's paying attention.
The right one, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Actually is a little bit misty. Ecclefechan. That's a great village name. Oh, apparently it's where Carlyle was born, not Robert Carlyle. The sky is so bright. Oh, I'm starting to get cold now. Proper cold. It's a solid bunch of degrees colder than it was at night time in the south. But just in case the batteries don't last the journey, I mean the camera batteries obviously, I think my batteries probably are going to last, and thankfully I also don't need to worry about the bike's batteries lasting because, well, we're on petrol again. But just in case we don't get that far, thanks very much for watching on this first leg of the NC500 with AndyManCam and parents. We are almost at our home for this evening of Glasgow, and tomorrow begins the real touring and hopefully the real proper twisty action up here in Scotland. So until then, keep them shiny and I will see you out there. Ta-ra!